All right, today we're checking out Super Dungeon Maker. If you don't know, Super Dungeon Maker is a creative pixel art dungeon editor inspired by the best 2D adventure games. So what we're gonna do right here today is we're gonna check out the dungeon that we have built. We're gonna play it, and then we're gonna replicate it and create a new one. So as you can see, I took some time before recording the video, and I made my dungeon right here that we're gonna test out, see what it's all about, play it, and then try to replicate it later on. Let's click play over here and let's check it out. So as you can see, this is really cool. We have this first room, and then I created multiple rooms with the boss, and then at the end we have to collect the golden egg to finish the game. So let's go and explore this one, shall we? We push in over here. You can see the torches spawn in right on time. We have some nice decorations, just a cool small room, and then we have this like puzzle room right here. So what we have to do is we have to figure out which one of these boxes we can move. So we can move this one, and then we have to move this one right side over here as well. We push forward, and then we have two enemies. We have to beat these enemies to get this sorted out. Let's get this one. Come on, boom, there we go. We've done that, and there was a key right behind that bush right there. Perfect. So we get inside the room, we go right here. Ooh, this is a nice one. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to time this right so this doesn't really hit us. Can we do that? Ow. Okay, that is ow. Okay, that didn't work perfectly, but it worked well. I hit this really nice, this bush right here, and if you destroy it, there's a shield, and this shield is going to help us with the boss fight later on, which is perfect. Little Easter egg. Right here we have this this enemy that is shooting us, and we have to close this door. And in order to close the door, we hit this button right here. It closes this. They cannot shoot us, and then we go right side. Now we have the spikes, so we have to. Oh, okay. We have to time it right. We have to get to the spikes. There's 3 chests. Some of these chests give us health, and then we get the shield if we didn't get one from before. We hop down, and then there is the boss. We have to beat the boss to open this door in the bottom right. So let's do that. Oh God. Okay. Careful. Ow. Careful. There we go. One down. Slowly. Easy. 3 hits. Did get hit as well a few times, but that's fine. It's not too bad. Could be worse. There we go. Oh, now it's the second wave. There's some enemies that just spawned in. We have to beat those too. You have to be very careful. If you want to use the shield, we can use the right click and then aim at the enemy, and then we will get the shield going, which is pretty cool. You can avoid some attacks and stuff like that, especially for the bosses. It's really nice. And there we go. We just beat the boss. Now we have to beat these small guys right here, and then we are going to get the door open in the bottom. Almost there. Boom. Almost there, and boom. We open the door. We go right through it right here, and now we have this small room over here that goes upstairs. And then we have to avoid the spikes and these. Oh God, we have to time it right. I didn't do that properly, but that's fine. And we have to pull this lever and then time it right over here. And then boom, there's the golden egg, and we finish our dungeon right there with this beautiful music in the background. There we go. That was really cool. I hope you liked it. My dungeon, it was it was like a quick dungeon I did, nothing too fancy. So let's try to create a new one, and let's see what we can actually do. So when you go into the dungeon maker, you have one room, and you have your egg. So with your egg, you can you can move it around in the other rooms. Obviously, this is you can place it wherever you want. Just keep that in mind that in this version of the game, you can only have the egg on the same floor. So there's multiple floors, as you can see right here. You can go down in the basement 1, basement 2, basement 3, and then up to the 4th floor. Golden egg can only be on the 1st floor. It cannot go up or down. Just remember that. Now, what we're gonna check over here is I accidentally clicked that, my bad. We're gonna delete this over here and this door. So we're gonna create a new room. In order to create a new room, we just basically paint on the ground. So we can paint whatever we want, how we want it. It's pretty cool, pretty sick. We can do it we can do it like this. So we can make it so the walls aren't, you know, perfectly shaped. It's not a perfect square right here. And then we can add the door. So in order for us to add the door, we go to the top over here, and then we have multiple doors. You have the stairs that go down, you have the stairs that go up, you have the door that closes on the trigger. So we're gonna talk over that later on, but you have this pathway over here. So this is the normal door. You can connect it like this, and then it makes the door right there. Because I made the room very close to my other room, it made the door a bit scuffed. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna delete this first part, and then we are going to, you know, repaint it and do it better. If you do mess something up, you can just press Z. As you can see in the top right, you can press Z, and then it will like undo whatever you've done. So for us to do this, let's make the room a bit further away like that. Let's make it the same shape, for example, like this. Then repaint all the stuff inside, and then we're going to right click to make it this shape right there. Then we go to the door pathway again, and boom, it makes the door for us right here. So if we want to play this, we press P, and then we are in the game. We can actually move this egg so we don't accidentally activate it right here. We press P again, and then if we walk through this door, we will get into the new dungeon, new room right here. So pretty cool. What we can do in this is, you know, we can decorate it later on, but for now we're gonna create a lot of rooms, and then we're going to go over the enemies and stuff like that. So let's create one more room on this side, for example, as well. So like that, we can make, you know, we can add different floors, for example, if we want to, but for now we're gonna use the default one. We can make it like a tunnel, for example, as well, just like this. Maybe 2 right there, and then 2 right here, and then 2 right here as well. That was 3 accidentally, like that, and then like this. So that's cool as well. We get the door, and then for this one, for example, we can use the key door. Why not? So if we press the key door right here, you can see the door is locked on this side. So if you go through it, the door will be locked, and then we will not be able to go through it. How do we open it? With a key, obviously. How do we get the key? We go right on the fourth side over here, and we have multiple keys. We have the chest, we have the keys, we have everything. You can hide the keys in the chest or in the bush as well, like I did in the previous map that I showed you. So for example, we can add some enemies if we want to, like, I don't know, let's add these classic ones. Just spam them on the, you know, wherever you would like to. And then you can have a chest, for example, over, let's say over here. And then we can put the key right inside of the chest, as you can see right there. So if we activate, we don't even need to kill the enemies. We just go to the chest and it gives us the key. And then with the key, we can open the door and go through the other room. So we can do that. But why make it so simple when you can complicate it a little bit? Obviously. So what we can do over here is there are these triggers. These are my favorite part of the game, these triggers. So what we can do is there's these plus and minus buttons. These are called spawners. We can add this lighting icon over here, and then there you can see multiple triggers. So you have multiple waves. We're gonna put it on number 1, and then we add the plus sign right here. This is basically like whenever somebody dies or we clear the whole room out of enemies, this will unlock this door, for example, or this will do whatever we put it on. If we click on it, we can add a number 1, 2, 3, up to 9. So we're gonna add it to 1, so it matches this exact number right here, and we're gonna place it onto the chest. So now this chest has the trigger. If we walk through this room, for example, like we just walk in, the chest will appear. As you can see, if we go behind, we come back, boom, the chest appeared right there. Really simple, really, really cool. So you can do that. You can also make it for the enemies as well. For example, let's remove it from the chest right there. Let's put the key in the chest right there, and then place it on the enemies. 1, we place it on the floor, and then on the floor, press 1, 1, and then place it on the enemies. So now, if we walk, let's put ourselves behind over here. If we walk through this room, boom, the enemies have appeared right there, and then we can go ahead and kill them. We are actually gonna leave these enemies right there. I think this is pretty cool, pretty easy, you know, pretty basic. Why not? And then we can go over and like decorate, for example, put some grass around, maybe you know, put the grass behind over here, stuff like that. You can use all these kinds of decoration. You have trees, you have torches. Torches are really cool as well. What I like to do as well, I like to put torches on the timer, and then when you walk into the room, it like they appear, they add this like cinematic effect. Really cool. If you're into that, you can do it as well with the plus sign. It only works for these like ground torches, not the wall torches, as far as I have seen, so keep that in mind. For this room, what I was thinking is actually making this a bit harder with, for example, this lever right here that you can pull all the way. For example, let's make it, yeah, let's put it here. So you pull it all the way, and then it will open the door on the other side. But for this door, let's make it go down. You know, let's have the stairs that go down right there. For some reason, this... Yeah, there we go. Perfect. So we go down, and then we click basement 1. It created a new room in the basement 1 that we can now play around with. What I like about this is we are gonna actually make it pretty big, but I will make it a different floor. So you have different types of floor right here. You have this one where if you step and you stay there for a long time, you actually fall through, which we don't want, obviously. This one is like we can make a hole actually. So you have to like avoid this area and like jump through. Let's make it 1, and then let's make it 1, and then 1, and then possibly 2. I'm not sure if you can jump 2 blocks. We can try that, I guess. And then if we go back to the first floor, we can have the chest, or we can have the bush over here. I have an idea. We can have the bush over here, hide it in the bush, and then have the item. If we go right here, there's an item called this feather right here. If we hide the feather inside the bush, if we pick it up, we can like basically jump and avoid these holes. First of all, obviously I will have to close this so you cannot just go around it. That would make no sense. We're gonna close it with a right click, and then you have to jump once, jump once, jump once, and then jump twice. I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to do this jump. Let's try it out. So let's see. We have to move our character first of all. So let's go to the first floor. Actually, let's just do this and then move our character here, and then we're gonna go behind. We're gonna grab this. Actually, I just realized because we put the stairs here, this is not gonna work with the lever. We have to add the door. You know what? We're gonna remove the lever for now. We're gonna add some enemies here. We can add some of these moving ones. So if you click them, they go left or right or up and down. This is pretty cool, and you know, it adds a little bit of challenge. So let's put it here, and then they're gonna go like that. We can add maybe like 2 of them even, so they, you know, click each other, and then we can have 1 more over here that goes up and down. Pretty cool. So if we go into this bush, we break the bush, we grab this item. As you can see in the top right, we have it with the shift button, and then we go around this way. Ow, that's interesting. We go down, and now if we press shift, if we walk down inside here, we fall down and die. We lose 1 health in the top left. If we press shift, you can jump, but you don't go too far. So let's check. Oh, okay, so that's the problem with this level right here, and that's really cool about this game, is that you can, you know, play around with it, see if something doesn't work, and then just change it in real time. So this is not gonna work because when we do the dash, the character goes 2 blocks. Instead of, you know, 1 over here, it goes here. So we need to put this, make it the normal floor, and then have the hole right over here. So that's how it's gonna work. Like this. So we jump, and then we jump, and then we can try to do the double jump. I'm not sure if that's gonna work. Let's try it out. Now we lost the item, but let's just spawn it quickly on the ground just to try it out, just to test it out. So we just spawn the item, we press shift, and then we double, we press shift, and it works. So that's how we can avoid this first part, and we can add the other door, for example, right here. Okay, so that works. We can remove this one, right click. And then what I have for, you know, as an idea, I think that would be pretty cool. If we added this door that works on a trigger, we can click it right there. And now it's triggered on the enemy. We don't want it to be triggered on the enemy. We can trigger it on number 2, for example. And now what we can do is add this lighting icon. and then have it, for example, if we reach this area, for example, here and here, add it both to number 2, and now move our character behind, just like that. For example, let's just put it here. We still need to spawn our wings, like that. We pick up the wings, and now we shift here, and this is going to open the door because we reached the area with the number 2. As you can see, we have the whole area with number 2, and this is number 2. That means it's gonna trigger the exact event. So really cool stuff. Let's do it again. Put our character behind, put our wings right next. We pick up the wings, it opens the door, and we enter the other room right there. Really cool stuff, very nice. What we can do now is maybe add the boss over here. Why not, you know? Let's add the boss in the basement. So let's make the room a bit bigger. Like this. Let's just make it pretty big for the boss fight. Why not? And then what's cool with the bosses over here in this game is if they spawn, there's 3 types of bosses. There's this guy, there's this character, and then there's this character. So there's 3 bosses. They all have 3 waves. So as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. My favorite boss in this game is the middle one, this bug that we used in the other map as well. So we're gonna use this boss. We're actually gonna place this boss somewhere in the middle, and as you can see, 3 waves, like I said. What we can do is have, for example, if we fight the boss, and then for the second wave, we want to spawn more enemies. So let's say we want to spawn these ones, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we add the plus button on the triggers again, plus button. We make it number 2, 1, 2, and then place it on the character, and then again, 1, 2, on the character, 1, 2, 1, 2, and boom. So that means that when we enter the room, only the boss will be here for the number 1. Once we fight the boss and the boss enters the second wave, it will spawn 4 new enemies right here. So that means we have to kill these enemies, we have to beat this boss, and then we can add more enemies that are going to be on the wave 3. So, for example, we can spawn 1 over here, 1 over here, 1 over here, and 1 over here. We can actually move them just a bit closer, and then add another trigger, plus 1, 2, 3, and now place it on these like mushroom-looking things. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and boom. So that means now the first, you know, we're gonna see the boss, then we're gonna see these guys, and then on the wave 3, we're gonna see 4 new enemies as well. When we beat all of those enemies, we're gonna make the door open up, of course, why not? So we're gonna have the door in the top right that is going to open up once we beat all these enemies. That's why there's a skull sign right over there. Cool stuff, why not? Let's just make the room a bit bigger. And maybe if we make it so you have to like speed run this part because the whole floor is gonna break, that'd be pretty cool. And then we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do later on. So let's go into this room. We need to move our character again one more time. We move them here. Like that. We pick up the wings, we go through, and boom, there's the boss. So the boss goes attack mode. Once the boss goes into this purple form, so once it's red, you cannot attack it. You have to wait, It goes out of this red mode into the purple mode. You can attack the behind of it. It goes aggressive, it chills out. I attack it. And then boom. And now, as we put it on number 2 for these enemies, now they're gonna go super aggro on me. I have to kill them all. This is gonna be very tough. I should have... Oh my god, this is... Okay, they're tough to fight. You have to be very careful. We can activate our charge attack, but that's not really working too well with us, is it? So I would advise, for example, you know, fighting these small ones first before you fight the boss. Because when you attack the boss, they're gonna trigger the other 4 enemies. So you need to be careful with that. There we go. We just got the boss dead, and now it spawned 4 more enemies for us right here. These enemies are not that hard to kill, so there shouldn't be a problem. And once we get them 1 and 2, it opens this door to the right. And now, as you can see, if we stand here too long, the floor opens up and we fall in and die. We don't want that, so we spawn back at the beginning because we lost all our health, and that wasn't good. So we're gonna go down into the basement. We're gonna go into this floor area right here, and then we're gonna set it up. For example, let's put the door, let's put the stairs up over here. So this is gonna be pretty simple, you know, nothing too fancy. Have the floor break here as well. Oh, we cannot do that because it's too close to the stairs. But this is okay. We can just make it, for example, just like that. So you have to go here. We can even have the hole, for example, because we already have the feather. We can add the hole here. So you have to like speed run, dive through, and then go up on the stairs. And now it made a new room for us on the first floor where, for example, we can just put the egg and hide it over there. Why not? Boom, boom. And have the egg placed right in the middle. So if we do all of that, we go into this room. Where's our character? Our character is right here. So we go all the way there. We get inside this room. We press Z to you know, undo this. We put our character here, and then boom, we pick up the egg, and it finishes the mission. But now we can use the decorations and add some torches. You know, like add some torches right over here. Sometimes the torches might block your entrance, but these ones are not, so that's cool. And now let's add the plus signs on the torches so I can show you how it works with the spawners. So +1, +1, place it on the torches, and then add the lighting in the middle, number 1. And now when we enter this room, boom, the torches appear and the golden egg looks right at us. Beautiful. There's also different types of doors, like I said. There are, you know, there's the key door that we already went through before. There's the door with the trigger that can work on the, you know, number 1, number 2, whatever kind of trigger you want to set it up. There's this like manhole kind of thing where it's just a hole in the wall, basically. You need to blow it up with the bomb. So if we spawn the bomb over here, I'll spawn it later on. There's this door as well with the big key. And then there's the stairs up and down that we already went through. So for us, if you want to spawn the big key is right here. You can also place it in the chest or in the bush, wherever you want. Use the big key. It opens this huge door, and then you go into the other room. This hole right here, as I said, you need to use the bomb for it. So in order for you to use the bomb, again, you can spawn the bomb wherever you want. You place the bomb right here. You press Q. Place the bomb on the floor. Run away a little bit. Boom. And it opens the hole for you right there. So really cool stuff. You know, you can add and do whatever you want with the dungeon. There's so many opportunities, so many things you can do with them. You know, you have the compass, you have the mini map. If you add the map at the beginning of the map, for example, if you pick it up, if you press M, you can actually see the whole map, how it looks like and where you need to go. This is cool if you have a very, very complex map and stuff like that. You can do it like that. Or you can just have the compass, which just, you know, gives you kind of direction where you need to go and stuff like that. That's pretty nice as well. So you have these flippers right here as well as an item. And if we spawn them in right here, and let's say we can add the bomb so we break this wall. We can add another room. Let's just make it, let's make it like this. And then we can change this to the, for example, we can use this part of the design. There's 3 types of design. You have the kind of like summer vibe, you have the normal one that we just used, and you have this bottom left one, which is kind of like a dungeon, blue, darker vibe. You can use different, you know, floors for it and stuff like that. So what we want to do is go back to the summer one. We go to our room that we wanted to make. So what we can do over here is we can add the water into this room right there. And there's this item called flippers. If we go to the items, you can see it right over there. We're gonna move our character here. We are gonna use this and show you how the water works. If you go into the water normally, you're gonna drown. But if you use the flippers, you can swim and go across and basically, you know, chill out in the water itself. So let's do that. Let's pick up the bomb. We press Q to blow up this wall over here. Boom, it explodes. And now we have the flippers on us. And now we can swim. If you don't have that, you drown and you die. So with this, you can also, you know, have it open like specific doors, add some sand, for example, or something like that. What the sand, you know, what's cool about the sand is if you stand in the sand for too long, it will actually like push you down and you will die. So let's put it here. Let's undo this door that we did. Let's put it here. And if you stand in it, it's chill. If you stand in it for too long, it will open the hole, you're gonna fall down, and you're gonna die. So you can add whatever you would like and however you would like to, you know, to your dungeons, to your rooms. You can just have so much room to play with. You can add all these torch lights, these triggers. You have different doors. You have these blocks over here that are really cool as well. And if you, for example, want to, let's just add a puzzle room as well. Let's make it at the beginning somewhere, so you can walk through here and then have these blocks that are blocking your path. For example, just like this. And then if you go back to the decorations, you can add the same exact block right here. So if you go in normally, you will not even realize the difference between these blocks. But if you walk close to it, you will see it go, you know, outline. It will basically show the outlines of the block that you can move. So if you press E on it, you can actually move it wherever you want. Because we made this block, you know, you can move it left, you know, just right, just down, just left, just up, or all the way wherever you want. Let's just make it move up. And then this one, for example, we can make it move down, and this one up. So if we go to this one, we know we can move it, but it doesn't work because we can only move it down. So we use this, we move it up, but now we're stuck. So let's try to, for example, add this block. Let's just add this block here, above, make it go up, and then press E, and then it goes up. And if we press E here, it makes it go down. So this is really cool. You know, you can add all these different puzzle elements where they have to move certain blocks in order to escape the room, or to get to the different point, to get to the door, whatever you would like. There's also the lever, which works the same way as the trigger function. So for example, what we wanted to do before with the pulling, we could do it with the lever. For example, if we have the door, let's just add the door this way, you know, in the other room. Let's make another room just quickly, like this. Let's paint it out just like that. And now we have the door that activates on the trigger right here. So boom. But now let's make this door activate at number 3. And if we add the lever in this bush, or in next to the bush, number 3, once we reach the lever and we click the lever, it will open up the door for us. So we have to activate it, and it opens up this door. So you can have the lever on the specific number, make sure the numbers match with the door, and it will open up the room for you in the other, you know, the other door for the other room. You have these blue and the red blocks as well. You might have noticed those in my map, like I showed you. These ones are nice because you have this blue, like, sword-looking thing as well. So if we move our character down, and we go to this other room, and we click this button, so this blue is like up, you know, you can see this block being up, these red ones being down. If we click this, it switches, it goes vice versa. So the blue goes down, the red goes up. So you can do this, for example, you know, for some specific puzzle ones as well. There's so much room for activity. There's so many things you can do. There's explosive barrels, there's these buttons, there's so many different things. For example, the difference between the circle button and the square button is that if you press on the circle button, it automatically goes off. If you press this one, it stays on forever. So we can have another door, or another 2 doors, 1, 2, for example. Let's make this one number 3 and make this one number 4. So for example, this one's gonna be 3 and this one's gonna be 4. If you press the number 3 and we leave it, it goes down. So you can maybe make it close to the door and you have to like speed run into it or something, as you can see right here. But if you press the number 4, boom, it stays on. So that's really cool about the square buttons right there. And as I said, all these different things, you can play around, check which enemies you like, place them down, add these decorations. There's so many things you can do. Add these on the walls, have different things in the corner, some grass, some water, you know, some bushes. Some of them are breakable. These ones are not. Only bushes that are breakable are these ones. You break them down and that's it. I hope you like this. Check out Super Dungeon Maker. It is a really, really cool game. You can go ahead, even leave this area. Let's save it right here. If we press escape, we can actually save in the bottom left over here. And then we can leave this whole thing. We can go exit dungeon and leave this. And then you can see that you can play other people's dungeons. There's so many people that make dungeons. There's so many different maps. You can make all of these, play them around, and see what you like. You know, get some inspiration from them, and then make the best dungeon that you possibly can.